Is remote work the dream or is it false? So, with remote jobs, everyone's going towards remote jobs right now. It's a dream, you know. You sit at your home, you lay down in the bed, and then you get started at work. You don't have to drive. You don't have to put on a suit and tie. You don't have to meet people in a physical location. You can live anywhere you want. You can live in a rural area, on the beach. You know, you can live anywhere you want. You can have a high-paying job and live in a low-cost living area and maximize your profits. You can do all these things with a remote job, but is it cracked up to be? Is it a dream? That's what we're going to find out here. So with remote jobs, the it's a dream. So, and it's really great, but it's only great for certain people. It's not great for everyone. And you might have to actually get a remote job to figure this out first. I know for me, remote job is for me, but it might not be for you. So one thing with remote work that I've noticed, as opposed to employee work, there's no one looking over your shoulder. What I mean by that is you at a physical location, you're pretty much motivated to do your work because if you don't do your work, your boss is going to find out and your boss is going to get really mad. Right? There's always a boss looking over your shoulder, so you have to kind of type and do your stuff, or at least act like you're doing your stuff, right? So you're motivated not to go on YouTube, not to go on Facebook, not to check your phone, just to do your work. Remote work, you don't have that. No one's looking at you. You have things you need to do, and you need to do them. You know, you can walk around your apartment or home and cook, you know, a enchilada or a rice or something, or and just stop working. You can do jump rope. You can get very distracted with a lot of things, and sometimes I do get distracted, and that's one of the things. You get distracted very easy. It's very hard to do the things you need to do during the day. There's sometimes where there might be a day where might be so many distractions going around. You may have your phone call ringing all the time, and you have to tell yourself not to answer that phone. You have to take your phone, and what I do every day is I take my phone, I put it on silent, I put for 1 to 2 people that it can ring, but for only those 2 people. And if it rings, I'll wait 20 minutes to answer it after my Pomodoro. You need that self discipline, that productivity to do it. You definitely need to do it, because if you don't, you're not going to get anything done. So one thing, there's a lot of distractions. And two, if you have a small apartment, like I have a studio, you may be able to see everything. I have a studio apartment. If you have a studio apartment, I would not recommend remote work for most people, and that's because you have your work and then you have your play. You have your work and then you have your bed, you have your kitchen, you have your living room. It never goes away. So you have papers in your workspace, and then it goes off to the kitchen, it goes off to the dining room, it goes just everywhere. Have a dedicated space for your work. Might not be need to be a room, but it needs to be like a cubicle or something with walls. A preferred area. If you don't have that, don't do it. It's a lot easier to just have a wall and a space, a particular space to have that. Now, one of the really big pitfalls of remote work is that you don't have people at your work. You have people on maybe Skype or Hangouts that you talk to every now and then, but no one's there to talk to physically, so there's social problems. For me, I know that I do remote work now 24/7. I don't do any physical work, and I'll go out to an area and I'll talk to a person a person on the street for about 30 minutes because I need the social interaction, because there's no social interaction in your own home. Um, I'll talk the ear off to the lady or the guy in And all these are, for example, because I need the social interaction, and some people can't deal with that. Some people need more social interaction. If you need that, remote work isn't for you. You need to be able to have no social interaction with people physically. I can do it on the video camera, and that's perfectly fine. I need social interaction. That is kind of a big deal for me, so I do go out and do socialize every while. Do that. But one big thing is that people quit their remote job because of the isolation and no social interaction, and that's a very big thing. People get a remote job as their first remote job, and they quit a month later, or quit 6 months later because they thought it was a dream, but it's not. It's obviously not. And that's what I think remote job is. Very big turnover. So people get their first remote job and they quit. That's why they do a very big interview process for remote jobs now, and they be very picky that you have experience of doing remote work. At least remote work, not remote job. You can do freelancing or something. You need past remote work. Very big turnover. And what do I think are the benefits are the remote work? So I said a few of them before, but you can live anywhere you want. I live in Pittsburgh. I'm a PA, and it's very low cost living. I can pretty much have a high paying job. I do freelancing, but I can have a high paying job, 70, 80, or 90 grand. And you can never get that in Pittsburgh. You maybe get 60 or 70, but you'll never get 90 grand or 100 grand, but you can get it remote work. So benefit there, because Pittsburgh and other areas are very low cost living. You can pretty much move anywhere. You can move to a rural area. You can move to a different country if you wanted to. You can live anywhere. Another one thing is you have your home area, so you don't have to waste gas to drive to work. You don't even need a car, to be honest. I have a car, but you don't really need a car. That 20 minutes to drive to work actually puts on a lot of stress. I found out when I first did remote work, it puts on a lot of stress. Especially if you live in the suburbs, which I don't. I used to live, 10 minutes away from work, but if you drive an hour away, that's a lot of stress on you, and it's a lot better to work from home, or at least 5 minutes away from home, or 10 minutes. There's no gas, there's no car fees going back and forth from work. The only fees you have at the remote work, which is actually a benefit for you, because you can put on a deduction for your taxes for the internet, your computer, your what else? I think you put electric for your room. I don't. I live in a studio, so I can't really do that. Your phone bill sometimes, if you do calls for work, you can put on a lot of deductions for taxes, and you can make it a lot better for yourself. So you can make it a lot cheaper. You buy your own stuff. You have an office. Maybe you want a new keyboard. So I bought a new keyboard one time. You put on your taxes, right? Because you need it for work. So that's a really great benefit, especially because you could take off your internet. Everyone needs internet. You may use it for your own personal stuff, but you need it for your office. You're gonna put down your taxes. And there is that. Those are really great benefits. You have the lower taxes. Instead of paying 8 grand in taxes each year, you may pay only 6 grand because of the expenses that you would normally use anyway. You just converted your maybe your gaming lounge where you game on your computer, or your workspace where you do schoolwork or something, and you convert it to a work area. Same expenses, but you just have them as a deductible on your taxes. Less taxes there. Benefits, you just have more free time. The car ride to work, maybe 20 minutes, that's 40 minutes. added, plus walking to the parking lot, a good 50 or 60 minutes, it adds up every day. And it makes it a lot easier to do things and a lot easier to hang out with people because you have a lot more time. You don't come home stressed out, driving 40 minutes a day. Or if you live in the suburbs, maybe you drive for an hour. That's pretty stressful. And at work, you just do it from home. You just walk from your bed to your your office. You're done. A lot easier. So if remote work is for you, I would highly recommend doing it. If you don't think it's for you, don't do it. But if you're questionable, if you should do it or not, I think you should definitely look for remote work, or at least do remote freelancing just to see if you love it. I know I love it, but it is priceless. Figure out if you like it or not. So that's that. Remote work isn't for everyone, but if it is for you, it's a great benefit.